Think like a child. What happens to us as an adult whenever we lose our childlike ability? It's something that we just really don't think about because it is so vital. Because I don't think about running up to my friends out here and thinking, no, I can't play with you, or I don't want to talk to you. Same way as kids do, because they don't think about color, they don't think about religion, social class. How many kids have you seen when you're driving past a park, like in Shreveport? We have a bunch of little parks like Betty, Virginia, or wherever, and you see these 4 and 5-year-old kids, and they see other kids playing, laughing, having a good time, and they gravitate right to them, and they mingle, and they get together. They don't think about, they don't even know about social distinction. They don't know that your parents don't want y'all to grow up still being friends because y'all are so socially different. We just think about energies, just energies. These kids don't see anything else except character. Just like Martin Luther King said in his fantastic speech, we should judge a person on the content of their character, not on anything else. Judge them on their character, not the color of their skin, not their religion, nothing. Are they a good person or a bad person? Am I being rude to you, Steve? Or you, Ricky? Are y'all being rude back? And what's the reason? I want to judge you on that, not anything else. These kids don't go running in the park and they go, oh, I can't play with you because your religion had to go search out and kill the heretics. Anybody who said anything bad about Christianity or something that they felt like was bad, and whether you were in Spain, whether you were in the United Kingdom, France, Italy, we're going to search you out and kill you. Those little kids don't say that when they're playing together at the park. They don't know that. Those little kids just want to laugh and play. They don't go, oh, do you know what? I don't like you because my parents are Muslim and your parents are Jews, and you're a Christian, and y'all came over here and killed all of us and took all our property and made us become this. Those little kids don't think that. Those little kids want to laugh and play. They want to love each other and joke. The other little kid doesn't go, oh, I can't play with you because your religion says you were witches. They were okay with burning people at the stake. Oh, you had epilepsy. The authorities at the time says, oh, you are a witch. And guess what? Everybody believed them because they were the authority figures. They were the main people. We see that today. We see people going along with exactly what the authorities say. And it was okay to burn people at the stake just a few hundred years ago. I mean, I'm 51, and a couple of hundred years doesn't seem like that long now that I'm 51. Seems like a pretty blink of an eye. Kids just want to play. I want to interact with all of y'all here because I enjoy y'all's energy, and I hope y'all enjoy mine. I really don't care what your ancestors have done, and I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what socioeconomic class you're in. Are we bringing value to each other in ways that benefit each other's life? Are we able to laugh as adults and look at each other? Can I look at Ricky and me and Ricky help each other out throughout the weeks and the days and months and years of our friendship? I don't think about all those other things. And why should we? Kids just want to laugh and play. How are you going to get? You're going to have two Palestinians and Israel people, Jews, getting together. And, oh, your parent supports Palestine. Your parents support Israel. Can't play with you. Why? They're little kids. They don't know anything. What are we doing to ourselves as adults? Like this guy. Allah is Satan. That just cracks me up. Like, who has the issues here? Is it this guy? Who has obviously never read the Old Testament because it's not different than the Quran. Most people in the United States that you talk to don't realize that Jews, Muslims, and Christians all are Abrahamic religions. They all stem from the same place. If you read it, it's not much different. It's pretty amazing. They just want to laugh and play. So who is worse, the guy before or these little kids that just want to play? They don't care what your religion is. They just know and feel the energetic energies all around us. I was in the Middle East. This was right as the scamdemic started a few years ago. And this guy, like I'm just sitting there. I don't know this guy. He just happens to walk past. And of course I'm wearing the Arab garb stuff because I wanted to assimilate. I wanted to, see what it was like to wear their headgear. And I must tell you, it's in that heat, it really does make a difference. It's pretty cool. It kind of looks funny and it was fun to wear. But they were super friendly. They didn't care that me and my brother were drinking wine when it was against their religion. We're in their country. And they were still serving it to us. They didn't care. They were like, oh man, so glad you're here. It's so nice to meet you. And then we hear all these horror stories like the guy that I just showed a picture of. What does he say? He's like, they're all evil. They're all evil. That's insane. Now, it's just like anywhere else. Like, you can't go everywhere in the Middle East and it's like that. I mean, there's some really bad places. Just like the United States. You don't want to go to Chicago and places. You don't want to go to different places in Shreveport, New York, LA, Miami, Detroit. I mean, like, there's a lot of places you don't want to go because it's really dangerous. But same way there. And there are good people everywhere. Like right before I went to the Middle East, I had so many people go, oh, Kevin, oh, I'm praying for you. I hope you're going to be okay. Like, y'all are making me nervous. Maybe I don't want to go to the Middle East. I'm starting to get scared. But man, I got there and everybody is super friendly. Super friendly. Chinese kids, they don't understand why their government is persecuting Falun Gong. It's a religion that most people have never heard about. And they're rounding them up in camps everywhere, all over the world. They even come to the United States to persecute them. It's crazy. Those kids just want to laugh and play. People in Central and South America, they don't know why your mama and daddy want to have your relative's face covered up. They don't know. They don't care. Can't we just laugh and play? I just want to laugh and play. They don't know why all this violence takes place. They don't get it yet. They don't understand. They just want to laugh and play. And so we take these young minds, like you young guys and me, all of us, we just want to feel good. We want to feel good. But it's difficult as we grow older because we have these separation things. Like if you don't believe the way I believe, you're going to hell. You're going to hell, boy. You don't believe in my Allah, you're going to hell. You don't believe in my Jesus, you're going to hell. Boy, you hear that as a kid, you're a Baptist, you go, oh, son, you can't go play with that Catholic because, they're not with us. They're going to hell, boy. You ain't playing with people going to hell. I mean, man, you hear that all the time. It's insanity. Like it's true insanity, the separation, right after we get past that age of all we want to do is laugh and play. And then everybody starts feeding us all this stuff to make us separate from each other. It's what we do. And are we creating a world of more separation? Or are there active forces trying to unify us and respecting our personal sovereignty? Well, there is a big spiritual awakening happening around the world, but it's nowhere near a critical mass of people respecting individual sovereignty and freedom and respecting other people's rights to do what they want when they want to do it, so long as it does not harm anybody else. And almost nobody is willing to stand up and fight for it. That's a problem. It's a big problem. Thus we get division because we never think about it. Why don't we want to think about it? Thinking about it's hard. As we develop in our experience, our minds are like a fuel filter. Y'all are mechanics, y'all know work on cars. You get crap in your mind, just like a fuel filter. So if you get all these different ideas bombarding you all the time, how in the world is your mind going to function properly? It can't. It's clogged up. And if you can't clean it out and replace your thoughts and feelings and emotions and start to understand them, how are we ever going to function to our highest level? Like, I don't know. I'm working on it myself every day. I got all kinds of stuff cluttered in here and in here. And the more I start to filter it out, the more irritated I get sometimes. But if I'm not cleaning figuring it out. I'm just clogged up, man. I'm 10 up. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. That's not how we're supposed to be. That's what happens. We laugh with these kids when we're young, and then all of a sudden, as we start to, our minds get cluttered with all this separation nonsense, we go, you are the problem. You. I don't like you. Why? When just a couple of years ago, they were good, fun kids we're having a great time with on the schoolyard. Then you get older, nobody can even stand anybody. You sit at a table with people and you're like, oh God, I wish this person would shut up. I wish they would shut up. I'm ready to leave. Nobody's laughing. Nobody has a lighthearted attitude where you can connect. It just starts disappearing. We see it everywhere. It's just like the fuel filter analogy. It's the same way with a windshield wiper. If we're not cleaning off all the crap that's hitting us, we can't see in front of us. It's the way our minds and our hearts work. It's just the way that we work. That's why I love these old people laughing. I call them old. Hell, they're just probably my age. I like to see the old farmers and people getting together in community and laughing and helping each other out in a very playful spirit. Like me and Jill just saw it when we were in Italy in Klaus's village. They get together and they have their big wine celebrations and they're just wonderful and people are smiling and loving and genuine care. We need a lot more of that. But instead, what happens? As you grow up, oh, that kid dresses goofy. They're not like us. Oh, she dyed her hair some weird color. We got to get away from her. Oh, she looks like a slut, so she must be a slut. It's all these judgments. And we don't know anybody's problems. Like nobody. We'll make these snap judgments right out of the gate. Like if I didn't know Colin, I might say something good or bad about him. I don't know. It depends on the energy he gave me as we just met. And I could be totally wrong. What if he was just exhausted from riding his motorcycle out of the day and he almost got in a wreck, his anxiety's high, and he comes over and just doesn't really want to talk to me and I just meet him. I might think he's a rude ass. And I don't even know you. I have no idea what just happened to you. Or I don't like motorcycles. Oh God, this guy came up in a motorcycle. He must be, he's one of those guys. That's the same thing. We do it everywhere. And how hard is it to look at ourselves in the mirror? It's hard. Like the more I look at myself in the mirror and realize why I act certain ways and why I do certain things and why I feel certain ways and how other people, their outside influence makes me feel, man, that starts to be a daunting task. Like daunting. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. And for those of you that have your crutch and the fallback, oh, Jesus has me. Good for you. I'm glad that works for you. It does not work for the majority of people worldwide. And it probably doesn't work all that well for you either. That's why we must learn ourselves. We must understand why we are acting the way we act. We must understand why our emotions trigger us to have bad energies. Like there's no reason for us to get down. I'm catching myself nonstop. I know Ricky catches himself all the time. If we don't do that, we're going to get stuck in these cycles that just never change. They never stop. And why? Because we always think we're right. Like I could have met Colin in that same scenario and I could have said, I'm right. I know I'm right. I'm a good judge of character. I'm always right about people. Yeah, that's what you subconsciously think, when you meet somebody. Oh yeah, he's an ass. You just keep on walking. Why? Because I never look at myself. I don't know why I made that snap judgment. I don't know. It's easy to see. Like how are we losing that curiosity, childlike thing where everything is wonder? When we see somebody with good energy we like to be around, somebody that we can learn something from, and we fail to take that opportunity of making that energy grow even bigger and more beneficial for them and for us. We did it on a playground. We did it as kids. Why don't we do it as adults? Because they don't have all the junk in their filter. They don't have all the rain beating down on their windshield. Those little kids can see. They can see and feel. They can almost touch the energy of those good people that they're playing with. And as soon as they see the rude crybaby kid that wants to be a brat, what do? They all leave that kid. Like they're repelled by the negative energy. What do we do as adults? We're so clogged up. We be around negative people all day, bringing us down, driving us to drink more, driving us to do drugs, be a slut. I mean, all these, making us upset all the time, going out to get in fights. Oh, I'm a big badass. I just go. We say, oh, they got bad energy. I'm no longer a kid. I'm a man. I'll hang out with these badass people. And then we get in these vicious cycles and destroy our whole life. The whole essence of finding and nurturing our good energy. We're just taught separation way too early. It happens really fast, and then it continues forever in our life because we don't look at it. They must be weird because they dress different. His family must be stupid because they drive an old car. They're going to hell. I can't hang out with them because they ain't Catholic. I'm not traveling anywhere because it's dangerous everywhere, and those people hate us. I can't go to the Middle East because, they'll kill me. That's crazy. The list just goes on forever. All these separations. But the one great thing that brings us together is laughter. Like, what do we do? Like, a lot of times me and Jill will say, hey, we want to laugh. Let's watch some stand-up comedy. Like, life is just too serious today. We've had a lot of discussion. We've solved the world's problems. Let's just have a laugh. Let's let Andrew tell us a joke. Let's have a good time. And it breaks down all these barriers. And we can laugh and play. We have all these tools. I don't think God wants us to not utilize the tools we have. I don't think God says, hey, Ricky, Steve, Andrew, don't use any of this. Don't use your mind to think. Don't use your heart to feel. Don't try to reach in. Don't try to expand out. No, I think God wants the opposite. I think He wants us to use our intuitive nature. He wants us to reach out. He wants us to. We don't have this critical mind for no damn reason. We don't have these tools just to go, nope, I just set all that on the shelf. Allah, I'm done. Oh, Jesus, done. That's crazy. Why? Because we never think. We just don't use our minds. There's no reason for separation. I think I would be an evil person if I said, okay, I went to a bunch of different churches as a young man, and every one of them told me the same thing. That Methodist over there is bad. That Catholic over there, man, you don't want to believe that. That's kind of crazy. Oh, definitely stay away from the Pentecostals. They are insane. But all of them say the same thing, oh, Jesus. But don't you go around that other person. Son, don't you bring home no damn Pentecostal girl. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's just crazy. So I just suggest to everybody, there's a time and place for everything. There's a time for us to be serious. There's a time for us to use our minds. There is a time for us to always be aware. Like the time is every moment. For us to be aware of our energies, to recognize good people, to foster those relationships, and build on those relationships. If we don't, and we're attracted to all the negativity, all the people that want to bring us down, all the people that want to bitch and moan nonstop, which is a lot, probably a lot of y'all, that's offensive. Watch something else. We have to find our inner child. We have to learn that again. We have to relearn what it is to utilize our intuitive nature in our minds. We have to break our patterns and set ourselves free. We have to set ourselves free. And if you like this, if you like this kind of discussion, if it's offensive and made you think a little bit, good. It's good to be offended. We should all be offended. Being offended is wonderful. It helps us grow. It helps us think. Helps us understand. We're here every Sunday. We start at 1:15. I'd love it if y'all came out, especially we have people from all over. We have a friend from California right now. Mysticsoftexas.com, mysticsoftexas.com. We'll see you next time.